Hello, I'm Michaela Doolittle, and my project-based unit learning is on a third grade class focusing on reading and writing. The students will have 3 weeks to choose an animal, research the animal using age-appropriate sources, and write and illustrate their nonfiction books. Then they will take their books and share them with other classes to help them learn too. First step would be to read nonfiction books and choose an animal. Next, they will learn how to take notes and research properly, and learn how to identify what good details and pieces of information are. Then students will need to start outlining their sections and write a first draft, and then we'll peer review for other people to get their input on what they need to do based off grammar, spelling errors, etc. Finally, students will create their final version that will include hand-drawn illustrations of their own, and then they share their books. This engages students because they get to pick what animal they choose based off whatever they like. They also get to draw, which is always fun for kids, and they get to write engaging facts that will catch their eye as well as what will help with their own book. And then there is a real audience that they're going to be sharing their books to, which will also help keep them engaged because it gives them something to look forward to at the end, like an ending goal. The cognitive benefits from this is the area that they research. Their skills are being learned based on how to research. They can connect reading with science, which is always interesting. They help organize thoughts based off, when you're writing your book, you have your certain sections that you need to, focus on for each of that, and that helps organize their thoughts on it. And at the end, it'll show what they have learned and how that progress from before when they don't know this animal to maybe they master learning about this animal. This will be challenging for students because they're learning about new animals that they've never really learned about. They have to learn how to research, they have to learn how to take notes and what to take notes on. They have to learn how to organize their notes. They have to create their own books, which can be very challenging, and they have to do their own hand-drawn illustrations, which can also be hard on some kids. And then they have to share these books with other classes, and that could also be challenging because some kids might have stage fright. Based on Bloom's taxonomy from Juicy Media, I got that the remembering stage will be used when researching. That it will show basically, that they're going to have to memorize what they're researching, which will help. And then the understanding stage will be used when taking notes on research. Kind of helps them show, okay, what are they understanding from what they remember from before. And then, the analyzing stage will be used when the students has to break down their research into sections for their books. That's going to show breaking down each piece of information. And then lastly, the creating section will happen when the book is being created based on all the information and research they have learned, based on all their illustrations they've drawn, all the organizing thoughts. Everything will come tied back together to the creating section. The student will learn more about animals as well as how to properly research, which will benefit them in the future years for a lot of other, classes and grade levels. You're going to have to learn how to research, you're going to have to learn how to write your own stories. This will also get them to grow over their fear of public speaking. This will help them a lot in the future when, they do have to present in high school and college and middle school. And then they also get to learn how to use their own creativity. They could use their own mind. It's going to be fun for them and, really benefit their learning. And it's going to benefit the student as a whole. Thank you.